Hello everyone, we are from grade 6. On this video, we will present about procedure for VAT refunds or restitutions. Our group consists of me, Anastasia, and my friend Jelita Mianarta. Our material consists of two topics. First, deductible expenses, and second, the VAT restitution procedures. Okay, the first topic is deductible expense. Deductible expense are costs that can be deducted as tax deductions or negative correction in the annual corporate income tax return. Deductible expense is a cost policy has been regulated to reduce taxable income or gross income with the aim of obtaining, collecting, and maintaining tax income. In other words, deductible expense can be interpreted as tax deduction costs. Basically, deductible expense has three general principles, so that a cost can be said to be deductible expense, namely, the cost is a cost related to a business activity. The business activities carried are aimed at obtaining taxable income. The cost is used not for personal purposes or interests. Meanwhile, when viewed in terms of reduction, the cost reduced by gross income can be divided into two groups, namely, costs that have useful life of more than 1 year, and costs that have useful life of less than 1 year. Referring to Article 6, Paragraph 1 of the Income Tax Law, there are a number of costs that can be deductible expense. A. Costs that are directly or indirectly related to business activities, including the cost of purchasing materials, costs related to work or services, including wages, salaries, honoraria, bonuses, gratuities, and allowance given in the form of money, interest, rent, and royalty. Travel expenses, the cost of wage treatment, insurance premium, promotion and sales costs regulated by or based on a regulation on the Minister of Finance, and administrative costs, and taxes except income tax. B. Depreciation of expenditures to acquire tangible assets and amortization of expenditures to acquire rights and other costs which have a useful life of more than 1 year as referred to Article 11 and Article 11A. Depreciation of expenditures for the purchase, establishment, addition, repair, or change in tangible price, while amortization is carried on expenditures to acquire intangible assets and other costs. C. Contribution to pension funds whose establishment has been legalized by the Minister of Finance. D. Losses due to the sale or transfer of assets owned and used in the company or held to earn, collect, and maintain income. E. Loss on foreign currency exchange rate difference. F. Cost of research and development companies conducted in Indonesia. G. The cost of scholarship, internship, and training. H. Receivables that are freely uncollectible on the following conditions. First, has been charged as an expense in the commercial income statement. Second, taxpayers must submit a list of uncollectible receivables to the Directorate General of Taxes. Third, the case for collection has been submitted to the district court or government agency that handles state receivables, or there is a written agreement regarding the write-off of receivables or debt relief between the creditor and the debtor concerned, or has been published in a general or special publication, or there is an acknowledgement from the debtor that the debt has been written off for a certain amount of debt. Fourth, the requirements as referred to in number 3 do not apply to the write-off of bad debts from small debtors as referred to in Article 4, Paragraph 1, letter A. Profits due to debt relief except up to a certain amount stipulated by a government regulation, whose implementation is further regulated by or based on regulation of the Minister of Finance. I. Donation in the context of national disaster countermeasure whose provisions are regulated by government regulation. J. Donation in the context of research and development conducted in Indonesia whose provisions are regulated by government regulation. K. The cost of social infrastructure development whose provisions are regulated by government regulation. L. Donation of educational facilities whose provisions are regulated by a government regulation. And M. Donation in the context of sport development whose provisions are regulated by government regulation. There are also costs that can be non-deductible expenses. Non-deductible expenses are costs that cannot be deducted from gross income. Article 9 of the Income Tax Law generally regulates non-deductible expenses. Even though there are many costs that can be deductible expenses, these costs must still meet the provisions stipulated in derivative rules of the Income Tax Law. The next topic will be explained by Jelita Mianarta.
Okay, I will continue. For the next material is about the VAT restitution procedure. Definition of VAT restitution. The term restitution in the word of taxation refers to an application for a restitution of tax payment submitted by a taxpayer to the state. The basis for filing a restitution is the overpayment experienced by the taxpayer, while the VAT restitution is the submission of a tax payment restitution by the taxable entrepreneur or PKP. VAT refunds can only be submitted if the amount of the tax credit is greater than the tax payable or the PKP pays taxes that should not be owed. However, with a note that PKP does not have other tax debt. Next, legal basis for VAT restitution procedure. The procedures that have been clearly described above are, of course, applicable legal basis. Well, here is the legal basis for the VAT restitution procedure. The first one, Law Number 42 of 2009 concerning the third amendment to Law Number 8 of 1983 concerning value-added tax on goods and services and sales tax on luxury goods. The second one is Regulation of the Minister of Finance Number 72/PMK.3/2010 concerning procedure for returning excess PPN or PPNBM. Next, VAT restitution procedure. Based on the official instruction, the procedure for VAT refunds or refunds for VAT overpayment is as follows. The first one is PKP can apply for VAT restitution by using fill and the VAT period SPT by placing a cross in the return or restitution column. And if the return or restitution column on the periodic VAT SPT is not filled in or does not include an application for a restitution of the excess tax, the PKP can make its own application later. The second one is PKP can apply for VAT restitution to the Directorate General of Taxes through the Tax Service Office or KPP where the PKP is confirmed. The third one is after the Directorate General of Taxes has checked a degree on the preliminary return on the excess tax or SKPP-KP is issued in the event that the amount of tax credit is much greater than the amount of tax owed or the PKP pays taxes that should not be owed. If there is a tax payable that is paid by the VAT collector, then the amount of tax payable is the total output tax minus the input tax or the tax levied by the VAT collector. The fourth one is SKPP-KP is issued by the Directorate General of Taxes no later than 12 months or 1 year since the application letter has been submitted and received in full, except for certain activities that have been stipulated based on a decision of the Directorate General of Taxes. The fifth one is, if within 12 months since the application, the Directorate General of Taxes does not make a decision, then the application for VAT refund is granted and the SKPPKP will be issued no later than 1 month after the period end. Next, application for restitution can only be submitted at the end of the financial year. PKP can only apply for a restitution of the VAT overpayment or VAT restitution at the end of the financial year only. The first one, if in a tax period the input tax that can be credited is greater than the output tax, then the difference is an excess tax that can be compensated for in the next tax period. The second one, PKP may apply for restitution of the VAT overpayment or VAT restitution at the end of the financial year. Unlike the PKP except from the obligation to maintain bookkeeping. The meaning of the financial year in the previous point is the calendar year. Next, VAT restitution criteria. PKP that has passed the research conducted by the Directorate General of Taxes is based on the following criteria. 1. PKP with certain criteria in question is PKP in accordance with Article 17C and 70D of the KUP law, namely taxpayer with the criteria of compliant taxpayer. 2. Not PKP with low risk as referred to in Article 9 paragraph 4C of the VAT law. Low risk PKP will not get SKPPKP. The non-issue of this SKPPKP occur if 1. The result of the study stated that the PKP did not meet the provision as stipulated in Article 9 paragraph 4B, letters A, B, C, D, and E of the VAT law. 2. The result of this study stated that there was no overpayment for PKP. 3. The attachment to the notification letter is incomplete and there is an incorrect tax payment. For low-risk PKP whose SKPPKP cannot be issued, they must receive a written notification using the attachment form PMK 72/PMK.3/2010 and a request for a restitution of the excess tax. The process is carried based on the provision of Article 17B of the KUP law. The taxpayer or PKP who maintain bookkeeping, whether corporate taxpayer, individual taxpayer, or permanent establishment. Overpayment calculation are usually not found in taxpayer or PKP who calculate value-added tax not through a credit mechanism input tax, such as taxable entrepreneurs who deliver used motorized vehicles at retail, delivery of gold at retail, certain taxable entrepreneur whose business turnover does not exceed a certain amount. I think that's all from our group. Is there any question? Feel free to ask. Thank you.